Assalamualaikum and welcome to the second episode of What's Poppin Pagoh, where we will discuss about all of the hot issues among the students in IIUM Pagoh. So for the second episode, we will discuss about public relations under the title Students and Networking. So for this episode, we have invited two special guests. Our first guest is Sister Ranisya, YTA Scholars, is it?
It's
YTA Scholars, and Sister Adibah Hassan, Astro Scholars. Okay. So before we start, you guys can properly introduce yourself first.
Okay. Hello everyone. My name is Adibah. I am a third year second semester ECOM student, and I'm very thrilled to be in this podcast.
And hi everyone, I'm Ranisya, same as Adibah, third year students. And actually this is my first time. I've been talking a lot to microphone, like public speaking and debate. But in this situation, I feel like it's more casual. So I'm excited to learn more and answering more your questions related to public relations.
So can you guys tell to the audience, what is your connection to the public relation for you to be here today, to be invited as a guest?
I think for mine, because I work as public relations for TMGT courses. We have like workshops and all, so managing corporate relations and stakeholders. So I think that kind of personal branding and actually Adibah is the reason she invited me to join. Then I come to her invitation. How about you, Adibah?
I think for me, because the term public relation itself is like you relate to the public, right? You try to have a relation with the public. So I think for me, I don't know why they chose me, but I do like to have relations with the public in terms of whenever it's for assignment purposes or program purposes or anything that is anything that needs connection outside. Yeah. So I guess they see that we can connect because we're yappers.
Yeah, actually, it's just like professional terms.
Professional terms for yappers. Confident yappers.
Okay, so maybe before we dive into our main part, maybe you guys can share with us how would you define public relation in your own words, from your own perspective?
I think for me, public relation is just you try to connect with someone, but you connect in a way that you mutually benefit each other. Because like some people might think that public relation, you have to reach out to companies and whatnot and ask for like sponsorships or ask for collaborations and whatnot. But they always see that as one side, like, I demand and you give. But it's not like that. You have to offer something, you have to let them seek for you. So it's a mutually beneficial thing whereby in hopes that for the sustainability wise, they will come back to seeking for you back. For them to receive something back. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, for me it is actually art of convincing. You're able to convince the people or the beneficiaries, the stakeholders and the corporate, especially for corporate, right? I believe you have a previous experience with the corporate. To convince the corporate people to fund or manage your program is very hard. So I think if you ask me what is public relations, I would say it's art of convincing.
So both of you have, I would say, a very close concept of public relation, right?
Yes.
Okay. So as long as you have as you've been working, I would say, is it a long time you have been involving in PR?
I think throughout my studies, it is something that is needed.
Okay.
Whenever in assignments or programs, it is needed constantly. I think for the MGT as well, right?
Yes,
because you guys need to always connect with stakeholders outside.
Yes, exactly. For the MGT, right, we have this Batex, the tourism exhibitions and all. So we need to invite people to come and then even the vendors to come. So my role during this time, my role as the people to connect the students to the stakeholders, to support our community project, to support our tourism project and all. And I think I started doing public relations since first year. And then I just doing this as my part of my branding and part of my personal development.
So throughout your works, throughout your experience, have you ever heard of any misconceptions about PR from others?
Yeah, I think because when PR is a very general term, it's very vague.
Yeah.
So macam some people might see that PR you do sponsorship. Okay, PR you invite schools to come. PR you write viral messages. So some misconceptions that people might think is that it has only one definition. So I think for me it's like I said for me it's just for you to connect with people. So let's say for example a program in UIA, right? So what do the PR do? Which is to connect with people to make the program happening, to make it like more impactful, one, and second to bring more people inside and to make it impactful, to measure the impact actually, for you to sell the story. So I think like going back to what Ranisya said, the art of convincing. How do you convince someone that the program is worthwhile? Yeah, so that's what PR have to do. And it goes back to them handling the brand image. And it goes back to, let's say, when it comes to when we secure sponsorship, then you have to look through the budget and all that. That is all PR. You have to have the bird's eye view of everything. Because in the end, whatever you do is that what people see. So you handle that image, which is also internally related as well. You know what I mean? Yeah. If you mess up the PR, let's say with one stakeholder, like let's say as small as like macam vendor, and then they're gonna have impression like, oh, UIA punya budak ni memang macam ni ke? That's a bad PR move. Yeah. So that's the misconception lah. Macam it's only one definition, but it's not. It's something that macam that contributes to the whole picture, the whole brand of your society or yourself even. Yeah.
And then for me, some people that think that PR is related to making videos, IG reels and all, but it's actually more than that. If you go to the corporate life later after you graduate, you will see a lot of things is actually PR. For example, corporate relations, network developments, or something to human capital and all. So it is actually a PR. So some of the students right now, they think that if I want to join a PR, I must be someone who is very extrovert. I need to be someone who have a good public speaking and all. It is actually only not needed like necessity. You need to that, but there's always a skills you can learn, and then it's not like something gifted. It is actually the thing that you can learn to become people that good in practicing the public relation things. Same goes like Adibah said about convincing, like she added. Actually, in terms actually when you work with stakeholders or people that become someone of the beneficiaries, there are terms called as ROI, return of investment. So as a PR, you need to understand what is ROI, return of investment, like what is the return or the benefit from your event to ask people to fund or giving even advice. It is actually,
or even like any support.
Yeah, exactly.
For them to show up itself. Why is it worthwhile for them to show up? That itself is an investment. You know, like for example, to contextualize like our symposium, when UIA one, they will have stakeholders present. So symposium, they don't say it's a PR pitching competition or something like that, but it is a PR pitching either way, because you want to pitch your project for UIA 2. And then for them to invest in you. Right.
Invest in your project and all. So basically, some people have misconceived about PR need to be someone who is very strong in communication, but it's not. It's actually a thing that you can learn, and it's always a skill that you can.
Okay, so I think that is more than enough for the warming up session.
No.
That was just a warming up session, just to like
okay.
properly maybe introduce to the audience what we're gonna focus about. So as we can hear from the guests itself, we're gonna focus more on public relation, especially among students, since most of us communication students are leading towards that way, right?
Yeah.
We focus on that kind of things, communication and things. So for the main part, for the first question, we would like to know about what skills or experience do you think is very essential in becoming a PR? What skills do they need to develop if they want to focus on this sector, I would say?
I think for me is confidence. Because like, let's say, it goes back to the art of convincing again. Not to say that you can be unsure or you can be wrong. No, not to say you can be wrong. But as long as you're confident, you can sell the story. So even though the program is small, or even though something that you want to pitch is small, but the way you say it with full confidence, that people are going to be like, okay, I'm just going to throw money at you. Okay, you're good to go. You know what I mean? And compared to someone who have like a very well-planned program, well-planned project, and then you pitch and you have no confidence, so it will instill some doubt from the people.
Yeah.
So it's like, are you sure of what you want to do or not? So macam it goes back to macam for them selling their brand image, right? So if you're not confident to sell out, if you're not confident to stand out, then that's gonna be an issue lah, basically. So I think that's one skill that everyone needs to have. So no matter if you are antisocial or you're like introverted, as long as you are confident, then that's you can go anywhere lah.
Actually, I really agree with that confidence, and then it must become along with the art of convincing, and then the art of how you want to sell your story. It's a storytelling skill. So I think if you ask just now about skills, right? I think it's storytelling. Storytelling is something most of the students, even though you have a very high CGPA or GPA, a lot of
You tak pernah cerita,
competition,
tak
but
boleh
you don't
ni.
know how to sell yourself. You don't know how to sell your story. You just like, okay, I'm writing, and you can use GPT right now, kan? But if you use GPT, the authentic of your own story is lost.
It's gonna sound so scripted, I would say.
Yeah. That's why I think storytelling is one of the most important skills if you want to embark in these PR things.
So I think these skills like maybe you learn from it from. I would say that some of our subjects actually help developing these skills. Maybe you guys have some courses that you take that actually help with this. Because if I'm not mistaken, there are a public relation course, right? So maybe you can share with us from what do you get from that subject.
Okay, so I took PR last semester, and I think from that, okay, of course we learn about the theories and all that, but then in terms of practicality, we had like a PR pitching competition towards the end of our semester, and that was our final project. And I think that itself really, it was a project that we had to build since the start of the semester. So it wasn't like a mini, you just sell one story, but it was like you have to plan a whole event with a whole Gantt chart and the budgeting and whatnot. And I think that one really put me in situation whereby if I was a corporate company, if I was a company that is doing any events, and then there were some PR issues, because we had to create PR issues and how we counted it. So macam at that time I got a sponsorship from GISB. I just created stories lah, but basically from that it helps us to have like a critical thinking in a way macam we can see what ifs and what will we do, and seeing like other groups doing it as well. So I think that one is really, really nice. And the fact that we had to pitch to outsiders, people who actually know what happens in the real world, that one was a really great experience for me. And not only just the PR subject, but I think other subjects like interpersonal, international communication, I think all of the subjects sort of complement each other, and it helps build what I am today. So like for example macam for my interpersonal communication, there was an assignment that we have to do an interview with outsiders. So I think that one really puts us out there to interview, to learn how to communicate with them and learn how they communicate with each other and whatnot. So I think a lot of our subjects actually is helpful, but it's just how you turn it into something that is helpful for you. If you're doing it for the sake of assignment only, that's when you're wrong lah. So you have to really seek opportunities throughout your assignments, and not just macam opportunities tu bila kat luar je, bila kat program je, tak. It's within your assignments as well.
So actually for me, I think PR is not the only assignment skills. It is actually life skills. Because in real life, you need to convince people to become your friends, to become your boyfriends, girlfriend, even your partners, right? So I think this art is you really need it. And then regarding the course, in TMGT we have like workshops, and then we have like business etiquette, and then we do have like service, marketing, and we do have human resource. So basically most of the time these courses, sometimes they need you to writing a report and all. It is actually related to public relations also. So just sort of like Adibah mentioned about, if you want to try this PR and stuff, you need to have a strong skills in confidence and all. And I do agree with that.
So speaking about skills, I think just like what you say, depends on how we use the knowledge that we have, right? Just knowing the facts won't help with your capability to properly, what do you call it, persuade people to join you, to join
Cabar
the
yourself.
So I would say our PR actually done a great job, because they managed to convince both of you to come here, right?
Okay lah.
So For me myself, I would say that experience play a very important part, especially in public relation, because you need to know about how people think. You need to work with a lot of different people. You need to know how to convince them, how to make them turn into you and share the same vision and share the same goals. So how do you think PR professional actually manage their communication effectively when they're trying to convince someone that have a different perspective from them, different point of view, and it is hard for them to agree with you, right? So you have a bit of a problem trying to convince someone that is disagreeing with you.
So I think every PR practitioners, they have this kind of thing to listen first and comprehend. So you need to listen your client's problem, what they want, what they demand from you, and then after that, barulah you can understand. Oh, these people want this for me, and then you can directly show what you want to give to them. Because if you just like give them, pitch them about everything about your products or your projects and all, but they doesn't necessarily need your things, because you know the rules of 3 minutes. People only understand 3 minutes of your talks.
So if too much flower, like what are you saying?
Yeah, what you're saying. They only
You nak apa sebenarnya?
3 minutes is very important every time you want to pitch someone, even as a PR,
Even as like new friends.
even if your friends and all, like the first impressions and the 3 minute speech. Then I think every PR or the real expert PR, they will have this kind of skills to listen. First they listen, and then from what the things that people say, and then they try to make 3 minute speech to directly shoot the problems.
I think for me, it goes back to what Ranisya said about ROI, and it goes back to my definition of having that mutually beneficial relationship connection. So macam when you say that they are disagreeing, so it goes back to what are we pitching. So if we say, let's say I want to do a project, and then this is what I've laid out, and then can I have some sponsorship, yada yada. Okay, what do they get in return? Why do they need to sponsor us? So let's say as small as I'm gonna do a project and I want you guys to collaborate with us for you to be a trainer, let's say. What do they get? So it goes back to what do we get, what do they get. So lay out the ROI, and I think it has to be, it doesn't have to necessarily be balanced, but it's balanced in a way that it is suited with our niche. You know what I mean? Let's say we are a student society and we are approaching a company. So we can say that, okay, as an ROI, we can give our manpower at any time. So let's say, or we're asking sponsorship for like a venue. So we're telling them, okay, so we want to secure some few sponsorship if you want to sponsor us. And in return, we will market any of your programs that you do in your venue afterwards.
You'll be using your poster, we'll be using your logo,
we'll be using your logo. And if you have any programs you want to post, let us know. Because we know what we have, which is a pool of students.
A pool of talented
students.
So we call it, in PR things, we call it talent pool.
You have a
talent pool. So basically, most of the companies or people, like the bosses and all, they will ask. But in return, we have a manpower of students. They can become your manpower as well.
Because right now, like I feel like companies or any organizations, they recognize the power of youth.
Yeah, exactly.
The power of youth voice. So like even let's say YB semua tu kan, diorang suka when like the youth are there because they want to use us.
The semangat, is it?
Yeah,
the semangat.
Belia. Selamat Hari Belia, by the way.
Yeah, Selamat Hari Belia.
Is it?
Yeah, it's actually yesterday.
Yesterday.
Selamat Hari Belia.
Okay. So speaking when we want to do some, especially when conversing people, we gonna face a lot of challenges, I would say. So from your own experience, from your personal experience throughout your works as a PR, right, what challenge that you think actually helps with upgrading your skills?
Rejections.
Yeah, rejection is redirection.
So being rejected actually helps to...
Yeah, because we understand why we rejected.
Yeah, and then you know, so these people didn't suit your target, then you move on.
It's like contoh, you want to do a running program, but you ask a sponsor from a totally different company that has different niche that they don't even know how to help you. Let's say lah. So you have to. It goes back to how you tailor your strategy. You nak target siapa, you want to collaborate with who and whatnot, semua tu. And I think macam why rejection matters is because once you realize where is your mistake. Second is realize like where did my story go wrong? Why didn't they want to buy in? And then another one, you realize that you realize your own capabilities also. Macam what you have sebenarnya. Macam you realize that what I want to offer is not that high for them yet.
Not enough.
It's not enough. That's why it's either we improve ourselves or we find someone that is that could help us.
They say we should know our level.
We should know our level. Yeah, kena sedar diri.
Yes. Dia bukan merendah diri, dia sedar diri.
So I think rejection really helps you to reflect. And then it helps you to redirect lah. Rejection is redirect.
But I think for some people, rejection might means they are not enough.
Not good enough.
Yeah, and that might affect their confidence. I would say
you are not good enough. That's why you're rejected. That's why be better. It's the comeback.
But it depends on the mindset, right?
It depends on the mindset.
For some, they might gonna just give up and stop doing that.
So dia sekejap je, and then come back. Macam my academic comeback.
Okay, so I think for the main part, we have actually talked a lot about PR. Maybe we can move on to the hot takes, something that is much more. I wouldn't say it is controversial actually, but maybe it's just a bit deeper. I would say. Okay, so when we talk about PR, one thing that you need to do is convince your stakeholders, the people that you want to collaborate with, and so you need to know how to manipulate them. Right, you need to know how to convince them into thinking in the same, being on the same page as you, right? Okay, so when you're trying to do this, do you think that is actually ethical to do manipulation just for them to make sure that they are convinced?
Actually, right, the terms manipulating people is dishonest. So if you manipulate your stakeholder, yes, you can get all the funds and all, but it's only a short term, and then it goes back to you that once they realize, this kid just like manipulated me and my company, then they say goodbye, and then it's going to end of your company, end of your project and all. So macam as a PR is actually reflect on your own behavior, I guess. So macam if you manipulate people, that means it shows you, it reflects you being dishonest. It reflects you a gaslighter. It reflects that you are, I can say, bad person, I guess, because why you want to manipulate people? Why you want to manipulate them to give you money? And then if you got your money because of the manipulation things, mean that dishonest. And I think it's very bad lah. Don't do that.
I don't think it's manipulative. I wouldn't say it's manipulative. It's convincing.
Persuasive.
Yes. Okay. For once, I think for some people they might manipulate for them to get like let's say they have one project left and then they want tak apa kita tipu sikit je. Tapi the effect is actually long term. So let's say whatever you did not fulfill the ROIs, let's say you did not fulfill them promoting that you didn't do what that you said you will do. So then later on it reflects on your image as a whole. So they wouldn't be your sponsor again, or they wouldn't work with you again. So it's like when we want to do PR, we want to ensure sustainability. So you are not it's not a one time thing. Nothing is one time thing, because when you build connection, that's for life. You're not manipulating, you're just convincing them to be a part of your journey basically.
Exactly. And then for students, like a tips for students, if you are PR and if you're not graduating yet, please never manipulate companies. You'll be blacklisted. And, imagine like this HR, and then she or he knows about your bad reputation as a PR, and it's very hard for you to secure a job after graduating. So before you graduate, please make a good branding of yourself. Avoid manipulating.
HR now they know how to stalk.
They know how to stalk. They stalk your LinkedIn. I have my friend. She's a HR in PwC. I didn't know if you guys know. PwC is one of the top Big Four company. It's MNC. So I asked her like, what you do to check the background of the people, your interns and all. She was like, I stalk their LinkedIn, and then I stalk their Facebook, their family Facebook and all. It is because they want people that with good quality and good manners to come into their company. And basically the HR right now is Gen Zs. Bro,
they know how we hide things.
You cannot escape.
Okay, so since we talk about the role of PR, right, to convince people, I think most of us will, being a PR, you need to have a really good what we call relationship, right? We need to have a really good relationship with our customers, right? Hence where the terms customer is always right come. So when being a PR, what you aim for the most is your stakeholders, your sponsorship, right? That is what you aims to get. So what do you think about the terms customer always right?
Customer's always right in a way that it goes back to the rejection concept. So once you are rejected, you know where you're wrong, isn't it? So when the customers are always right, the things that they say, it might not be things that you might not think about at that time. So when they say macam, what give an example of customers always right.
I buy this thing, so I need to claim these some things. Like that.
So if they have that perception, okay, so and then we say, oh no, that's not what we meant. Okay, then that's PR issue lah, because that's how you advertise it to be. So that's when you stand back. Okay, customers are always right because that's how customers are perceiving our advertisement. So it goes back to our PR, it goes back to our what we let out and whatnot. So I think customers are always right in that sense. But unless if you approach like Karen, you come across a Karens or whatnot, then I think it's still a reflection because we still have to cater to all audiences. So if that triggers the Karens, if that triggers a certain group of people, then your PR strategy is not being inclusive of all, isn't it? So sometimes we have to not manipulate, but we have to ambil hati. Ambil hati semua orang, even though it means that macam like kenapa kita kena buat macam ni, tapi kena sebab dah ada orang cakap macam tu. And then you know the powers of people like Karens, right? They will viral your stuff, they will viral about you, they will viral about
make a statement for you.
Yes. And nowadays people are crazy, and nowadays they have so many channels to talk about. So macam just be aware of things. It's risk management basically. I think customers are always right. It goes back to your risk management.
Sister Ranisya, you might want to add something.
I think I have this kind of experience before where the customers, it's not customers, we call it as client. So this client, sometimes they're actually a good person. It just maybe during that time they are facing something that makes them frustrated or triggered something in
a bad mood.
And then the bad mood and all. I understand it's their own problem. So just like have this mind, don't take things personally. And then just like, oh okay, maybe these clients don't understand what I'm going to say, but first listen what they want to tell you. Please have that kind of empathy as a PR. Either PR or marketing people, you need to have that sense of empathy to people. Like put yourself into their shoes and then try to understand what the kind of thing they want to say. Try to understand the situation first, and then tell them that okay, let me help you, and please be patient of the things and all. Like give them the solutions. Sometimes this customer, they want the solutions and they want to be validated.
They just want to be heard.
They want to be heard. And then sometimes you suddenly become a secretary and all. And listen to all their.
I mean, if you have to sell your brand.
And then I think maybe if they're right pun, if you're right on the right side, and then they're wrong, tapi it's okay.
You meet in the middle.
You just stay in the middle and find balance between it. Try to be empathy because you never know what kind of customer that going to become a very good sponsors for your project or companies.
Okay. So earlier in our conversation, I've heard Sister Adibah talk about how even though a brand have a good names, having a bad PR might downgrade their names, might downgrade their personal branding, I would say. Is it? Right. Okay.
It can tarnish their reputation.
Okay. So does that mean, although a brand is bad, by having a great PR, can they actually manage to convince their clients?
I mean, okay, honestly, any PR is good PR. Let's say if like just now in the situation whereby a customer virals your stuff, that's a very good PR because your stuff is now everyone knows about your stuff. But it's just how you turn back the story into making it positive back. So let's say a customer said like, oh, this company did this to me, yada yada yada, and then you come up with the statement. Okay, now you have a new set of audience that knows your brand, even though they didn't know, but they know from the viral issue. But then you twist the narrative, you create another story that is in a positive light, and then people are realizing like, oh, they're not as bad as the person say. So now from here, the person virals you, and then you go up, and then you give a comeback story, and then like you're now way more up. So I think any PR is good PR. And yes, PR can fix another issue, basically risk management.
And then, for my opinion, right? Yes, you can succeed. Your brand can succeed, but it's a long term because services cannot. The services like you deliver bad services, and then the customer give you bad reviews and all. So
PR can fix that.
Even though your PR can fix right like all the problems, but it's going to be very in short term lah. For a long term planning, if you want your company or your project or your initiative to be in the long run or sustainable, you must have together with the good PR and then the good services or project that you want to deliver.
It needs to be balanced, right?
Can
it needs to be
proof
relevant.
lah. You have to have the story and also the receipts.
Yeah.
Just to be credible.
Yeah.
Take the credibility lah of your stuff.
Okay, so I think with that we have marked the ends of our session. But for not, there will be next episode. But before we end the session, maybe you guys can share some advice or maybe some tips for those who have been planning to join as a public relation. Because me myself actually as an OOE, I actually applied for the public relation.
Wow.
Lepas tu tak dapat.
Yeah, maybe like you say, I'm not good enough.
No, yeah, so it's a reflection.
Yes.
Mungkin he's the next PR Castellan.
Maybe we never know. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Right now
I
you
think-
learn from us already.
Yeah, not just me, all of the audience.
Yes.
Hopefully.
InsyaAllah.
So I think with that, we have finished the second episode of PR. So thank you so much for both of our honorable guests for coming. We wish you all the best in your future works. So yes, maybe you can share the advice and tips.
Oh, okay. I think for me is just fix your intentions and know what exactly are you asking for, what exactly are you doing. Because I think once you get into PR but you have a very you're unsure about your intentions, then I think you don't have a clear direction of where you want to go. And I think as students, do not be afraid to try things, do not be afraid to connect, and I think you can benefit from all kinds of people. And whenever you join like any programs and whatnot, do not wait for any instructions. Let's say you are PR for program but you wait for instructions. No, you have to think of like a PR. Okay, how can I make this program successful, or who can help me to make it successful, and how can I make it sustainable and more impactful. So you have to have that accountability to yourself first, and not just because when you are a PM you have to think of everything. Tak. Any roles that you hold, you have to have that accountability and you have to have that kind of mindset and to constantly improve better lah. So yeah, niat and also confidence lah.
Confidence.
Try to be convincing.
Yes.
Okay,
Because
Sarisha.
if you're able to be confident to yourself and you're able to like convince people to see what you're going to offer. Okay, for me, I just want to promote some things lah. Currently, I'm building my own student-led consulting groups. It's called the Achievers Malaysia. So last year, my group won the best entrepreneurship products. So I think if any of the students, this is like a CTA, if any of the students want to learn about public relations, want to learn about personal branding or something related to personal development, you guys can follow my group in follow.
There will be.
You guys,
I can edit.
You guys can
Just
follow
point anywhere.
in Instagram. It's called Achievers Malaysia. The next things that we're going to do is campus ambassadorship. It's called High Achievers Campus Ambassadorship. So why this campus ambassadorship is like can become a next like the first thing that you can join as a student, because I will open it for first year until third year students, and I open for B40, orang asli, first child to schools, and all the students that don't have a prior strong experience in co-curriculum, because my target it will be about how to teach you guys how to do your CVs, resumes, how to join competition outside of the schools, and basically how to become a good students and build up your personality and build up your personal branding. So follow Achievers Malaysia.
I think just to add on before we wrap up is to remind all students macam do not limit yourself to only what we have here. Yeah, try to venture out, try to find, because like let's say campus ambassadorship by Chivas by Ranisya, there are a lot of other campus ambassadorships out there. There are a lot of other programs out there or fellowships. Some things that when you join, you have a really strong support group and really strong networking group. So I think you can start with Achievers Malaysia, whereby we are close here in Pagoh. So at least we can start here first, and then we can venture out together.
And what things about this HACA or High Achievers Campus Ambassador, you will be supported by SNU, Seoul National University. So basically, this program is one of my stakeholder or partners for this program is SNU. So they'll be sponsoring us too. So you join. You can have a good background because you have people outside of Malaysia. You have friends outside of UM Pagoh as well. So please take a look.
So again, thank you so much for both of our experts. Thank you for the beautiful insights. Hopefully all of the audience may reap something beneficial for them. So for the audience, please don't forget to follow our Instagram to keep updated and watch our next episode on YouTube. So let's look to the camera. What? Which one? This one?
This or this?
Yeah, okay. 1, 2, 3. What's Poppin Pagoh?